Assalamualaikum. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Citra Novaria. My student number is 2024-7479-076. This video is to fulfill the final assignment in academic speaking. Today we are going to discuss about fun and engaging ways to teach EFL to young learners. Happy watching! Okay, so let me start with the guideline of this presentation. This presentation will be delivered into three parts. The first is introduction, the second is the body, and the last is the conclusion. For the introduction, I'm going to explain who are young learners. So young learners are typically children from ages 3 to 12 years old. Their characteristics include curiosity and playfulness. So children learn best through play and exploration. Next, they have limited attention spans. So activities need to be short, varied, and dynamic to hold their interest. And the next is concrete thinking. Children understand concept through physical object and direct experience, not abstract ideas. So we have to give the concrete object as the example. And the next, developing social skills. Young learners are learning to interact with peers and follow rules. And the last, sensitive to feedback. So we have to pay attention to this point. Positive reinforcement and a supportive environment are crucial for their confidence. Yeah, those are the characteristics of young learners. So first, we have to understand their characteristics. Let's move to the next point. Okay, why should we use fun and engaging ways to teach EFL to young learners? There are some reasons. Making learning fun is not just about entertainment, it's a powerful pedagogical strategy. And what are the advantages of using fun and engaging ways to teach EFL to young learners? First, boosts motivation. So, fun activities create a positive association with learning English. It can make students be eager to participate. And the second, enhances retention. The brain is more likely to remember information when it is linked to strong emotion and experiences like joy and excitement. And it also reduces anxiety. A relaxed, playful classroom environment lowers the affective filter, making the students more comfortable taking risks and making mistakes. And the next, encourage participants. Games, song, and stories naturally get all students involved, regardless to their proficiency level. And it also creates a natural context. So young learner or children learn language more effectively when it's used in meaningful and real world contexts, even if those contexts are simulated through play. Okay. And there are several ways to teach English. The first is game. Game are good way to teach the young learners. They can be used to teach vocabulary, grammar, and speaking. Well, here I have some examples of game for young learners. The first is bingo. This is a classic for reinforcing vocabulary and numbers. And the second one is what is missing. So first, we have to place several objects on a table have the students to close their eyes. After that, we have to remove one of the thing, and then the students guess what's gone. Yeah, the great for memory and vocabulary. And the next examples of game is Simon Says. This is an interesting games for young learners. Excellent for practicing verb and body parts and for teaching listening comprehension. The next example is pass the ball. Shouldn't pass the ball while music plays. When the music stops, the student holding the ball must answer the question or say a new word. It will be interesting, man. And the next example is board game. Create simple board game with spaces that require students to name an object, account a verb, or answer a question. Yeah, those are some examples of game that we can use to teach the young learners. And what's the next? Yeah, the next is teach with songs and stories. Music and narrative are essential tools for language acquisition. Songs with action, for example, use song like head, shoulders, knees and toes, or the wheel on the bus go run, run, run. So that is an example of the implementation of total physical response method or TPR. And the second, vocabulary chant. We can create rhythmic chant to practice new words, making them easier to remember. And the next is storytelling with props. We can use puppet, flashcard, and real object to bring stories to life. And we can ask the students to predict that will be happen next. And the last is picture book. Read colorful picture books aloud, pointing to image and using expressive voice to help the students to understand the context. Yeah, that is the example of fun ways when we use song and stories to teach young learners. It will be so interesting, yeah. And what is the next? Yeah. The next, we can use total physical response method. TPR or total physical response is a method that connects language directly to physical movement, making it ideal for young learners. First, we can give and follow commands. And the teacher give commands like, for example, stand up and then touch your nose, clap your hands, and the student follow them. Act it out. When teaching verb, have students physically act out the word like jump, sleep, run. Okay, stand up. If now the teacher makes statement and the students stand up if it's true for them. For example, stand up if you have a dog. So the students who have the dog have to stand up. But if the student don't have dogs, so they don't need to stand up. So they have to be focused. And the next is carrots. The students echo vocabulary words or phrases without speaking while other guests. Well, that is the example of how we implement the total physical response method. It will be interesting for young learners. So let's practice it in our classroom. Okay, so we have discussed about the characteristic of young learners and then the reason why we should use fun ways to teach young learners, and we also discuss about some fun ways we can use to teach young learners effectively. Is it interesting or do you have any question? Well, before you have any question, I will give you a conclusion. So, making English classes fun for kids or young learners isn't just a bonus. Yeah, it's the best and quickest way to help them naturally pick up the language. It turns them from quiet listeners into happy and active speakers. So, let's use fun ways to teach young learners. Okay, if you have any question, you can write your question into the following comments. Thank you very much for watching. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.